Day 5 in London. We check out and head to Scotland via high-speed train. First thing we did this morning was check out of our hotel. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency, London, the Churchill. There's a link in the description for a full room tour. Then we headed off to King's Cross Station to catch our Lumo train to Edinburgh, Scotland. We had a small coffee mishap that morning heading to the tube. After 3 different tubes, we finally made it to King's Cross Station, where we were completely overwhelmed and had no idea what to do. It turns out it's nothing like the airport and that they don't know where the trains are going to land until right when they land. So we had to watch the giant sign that was ever changing to find out where our train was going to be. I was too overwhelmed to even really film what was going on, but I did snap a few photos. We chose the Lumo train because it was affordable and I saw a lot of good reviews. We knew it wasn't going to have food, so we grabbed some pasties from the pasty stand. While we waited for the train to arrive, we went over to platform 9 3/4 to see where the magic really happens. The line at platform 9 3/4 was insane, something we had no interest in waiting in. Our platform was finally labeled and we rushed over to find our train. I have no experience booking train tickets. When I booked the Lumo train tickets online, it randomly assigned us 2 seats. I didn't think it was a big deal. When we finally boarded the train, we found out that our seats weren't that great. We were facing backwards and we only had a small portion of the window. This was bad news for me because I love trains and I planned on spending the whole trip staring out the window. I still stared out the window for as long as I could without hurting my neck. Leave a comment if I did something wrong or it's just the luck of the draw with the tickets. Overall, the Lumo experience was very good. The seats were comfortable, the train was pretty quiet, we had Wi-Fi and electricity. Overall, a great experience. Much better than going all the way back to London Heathrow and catching a plane. Sure, we spent 3.5 hours in transit, but we would have had way more time in going to and from the airport, flying, and the whole ragamaroo with that. We finally arrived in Edinburgh, and the scenery is absolutely stunning, but the weather was much colder, windier, and wetter. We stayed at the Balmoral Hotel, which was conveniently located above the train station. This day, we didn't have to look like goons, dragging our luggage all across the city. There's a link in the description for our full room tour of the Balmoral Hotel if you're interested in our stay. Before heading out in Edinburgh, we stopped and talked to the concierge who recommended a few local options for food and drinks. We decided our first stop was going to be the Café Royal, only a few blocks away. Emily tried a local gin and I tried a local whiskey. Both were pretty good. After a few more half pints, we headed on down the road. We ended up at the Ivy based on some recommendations. The Ivy is right next to Gordon Ramsay's Bread Street. For our drinks, Emily had another gin and I had a cider. Both were very good. Unfortunately, we didn't get any video or photos of our meals, but for entrees, Emily got the gnocchi and I got the pan-seared scallops with risotto. This was one of the best risottos I've ever had. The Ivy was actually one of the best meals we had of the entire trip. After dinner, we stopped for a drink at the Alchemist. The Alchemist is known to serve theater in a glass, and they lived up to the hype. We started off fairly light with the theater on our first round. Emily had a simple espresso martini, and I had a tongue-tied Mai Tai. For our second round, we turned on the theater a little bit harder. I had a dead red zombie, and Emily tried the light bulb moment. Both came with an amazing show. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe to stay tuned for more travel adventures.